Hello friends, welcome back into the Golden Tee Lounge. Kevin Lindsay here. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hopefully had a chance to play in our $3,000 Freaky Friday daily contest. More of those coming here sooner rather than later. But today we are playing Bayou Bay, our Monday mix-up course. Like many of you, probably a love-hate relationship with Bayou Bay. It is a very fun course that can also be a little bit fun, but also a little bit difficult all at the same time. Really just depends on the setup. That was hole 5, kicking things off in our contest today. Hole 2 is hole 9. Now the fun thing about Bayou Bay, which is a 2008 course, early on in Golden Tee Live's history, this has a ton of variety of setups. So sometimes hole 9 I'm teeing off here, sometimes I'm teeing off over there, or even in the middle, which gives us a couple different options every time you play this course, whether it's Classic Course of the Week, Monday Mix-Up, Invitational Contest, etc. So this one should be a fun one. This is the setup in production, so when you go to goldentee.com/locations to find a Golden Tee Live or Golden Tee PGA Tour game near you, this is the same setup that you'll see in play. So hopefully give you a couple of good tips, a couple of pointers, maybe a couple of shots to avoid the water with, but should be a fun one here. I'm trying something different here. I'm going to use a 3 hybrid. Almost got it. This is hole 1 that is on hole number 3 here of Monday Mix-Up. I don't think anybody's ever actually driven that hole, but it's not too difficult to believe it may happen at some point. Honestly, thought that shot was going to be too far to the right of the cup, but hey, we'll gladly take great shot points. Now, with the 8th patch for Golden Tee 2022 that came out this morning, make sure that the game you are playing on is on that 8th patch. When you click on the number of golfers to start the game, hit the options button on Golden Tee PGA Tour, hit the blue help button on Golden Tee Live, and the game itself will tell you what version it is. So as long as it ends in .8 and it is a 17 or a 51 version, which is Golden Tee Live 2022 and Golden Tee PGA Tour 2022, means you'll be good to go to play for prizes and to get in on the action of this course. Now, hole 5, that was number 3. This hole we're looking at is number 6. Here on hole number 5. The fun thing about Bayou is that it's a couple of holes, specifically hole 17, that can set up really long or can actually be short. I believe we've seen a few puttable hole-in-ones, which sounds as ridiculous as those shots actually are. That is our closing hole in today's contest, so we'll have to see what the random drawing that ITNet does when building these courses for us, what that gave us, and hope for the best here. But if you're new to Golden Tee or the arcade version of Golden Tee, play as many times as you want. In today's contest, you will see the same exact setup that we are playing here right now, and that your local favorite watering hole or restaurant that has 2022 will also show you. Use this time to get better as a player. If you have a shot, like there's so many times I play this and go, okay, this par 3 we just played here, hole 7, or excuse me, hole 11, I would have hit that a little bit harder next time. Well, guess what? With the daily contest rules, you can do exactly that. And your best score by the end of the day could potentially win you part of that prize pool. Now this hole here, hole 9, which is hole 16 typically, frankly, wasn't a really good setup to begin with. I am going to do the rare Kevin Lindsay thing, which is just play it safe. And even then, it almost doesn't feel very safe. That's all right, though. It is typically a hole 16, so not surprised to see a left 9 green slope there. And there is my missed chip. Hey, it did take us at least half the game before I missed a chip and a putt. There, now we're just going down the wrong hill. So this is definitely one of those holes that you want to pay attention to. Maybe hit a better shot than I did. Go left instead of right. But for sure, not the hole to follow my lead on. As we round past number 9 to hole 10, this is hole 13. That was a not good shot, as I'll call it. But guess what? Somehow the chipping was there, so I will take the eagle and I will walk away. Hole 11, this is typically hole 10. Now, this is another one of those fun ones that fun is maybe not the right term, but a couple different ways you can go about it. Oh, I didn't even think about the fact that I was hitting a 5-wood. Oof. Sorry, we're going to just go ahead and chop down this 9.5 degree driver, get it up there and make the long putt. Prove that my putting doesn't absolutely positively always suck. Now, anytime you have an up putt that is maybe 35 feet or longer, always go left one to see that it's up left, go right one. Okay, I can tell, and as best as I can with the trackball, that this ball is going to go a hair to the left, so I want to hit it a hair to the right to always try to aim for that middle of the cup. Hole 12 is actually hole 12 of Bayou. This is and this is actually, I don't know if I've ever seen this this pin before. So this is an interesting one. This is a non-drivable par 4. Again, this course is from Golden Tee Live 2008, back in the day, so there wasn't a lot of eagle holes, you know, a handful of drivable par 4s every game. But speaking of drivable par 4s, hole 13, this is actually hole 18. The older I get, and I don't want to say the better I get, because it hasn't been much different in like 10 years. But the older I get, the more I see this, the more I appreciate hole 18, because you can have 295 from the tee, you can have the tee over here, you can have the tee over here, or you can have it all the way up there for a like 150-yard shot. So I'm just going to go ahead and play it safe. Throw a nice 5-wood. Because I have a 10-mile-an-hour wind and I'm using the grabbers, I'm just throwing it out there with bite. I don't want to have to fight too much in the wind and backspin. Now, Jim Z must have been feeling very generous when he finished this hole 18 many years ago, because that is a flat green, and you don't see a lot of those on this course. Now, hole 14 is Bayou Bay, number 8. Now, this is an interesting one. This is the sometimes drivable par 5. We're going to go ahead and just lay it up over here. It is obviously not drivable for us, but we're going to go ahead and at least get out there and try to get close for an eagle putt, or hell, even maybe a double eagle drop into the cup. I'm sure there's a couple different people that have already hit that today. And then we move on to hole 14, or excuse me, hole 15, which is hole 4 originally on this course. Again, another par 5 with a couple of different layup options. You can go to the left, you can go to the right, or in this case, I'm just going to high tee it with roll. And I'm going to try to get out there as far as I can, as long as I clear those trees, which you don't typically have a good enough setup to do that. But here we do. Now I've got the super spin 6-iron that for some reason went way farther than it should have to the right. So I'm not even going to get to putt in for eagle. We'll just make this little chip in and call it just the same. But that's a fun one. Sometimes that can really be tough and doesn't give you a good setup or a good look, and that can become a birdie hole. But at least here, you got a chance. Now, speaking of having a chance, I don't know if anybody's ever driven this hole. This is typically hole 2. I know it's close. I mean, it's going in the water because I hit a tree. It's actually a pretty damn close opportunity. Don't know if somebody who's got a really good score in the daily contest wants to play a few more times just to get all the way to hole 16. But that could be a fun one. I just wish it wasn't so late in the contest. Otherwise, I would try that a few times to see if we could drive it. All right, now we get to hole 17, which is actually hole 14, a fun par 4. Couple different tee boxes here. This is thankfully the straight at the green one, so we're going to have a 5-wood with bite that I didn't hit far enough. I don't know, maybe I did hit it far enough. Ultra shot in the water, nope. 15-mile-an-hour wind. Make sure you are hitting it to the left as much as possible. Oh, yep. This is actually one of the better setups. It really isn't even that hard. But once you get it in the water, it's so hard to not just keep doing it. It's like Pringles, right? You know, once you start, you just can't stop. And now we just don't even care anymore. We're going to go ahead and... Oh, thought we had it there. Oh, yes. All right, we've hit the stroke limit. That's disappointing. All right, so not the puttable setup we were hoping for on Bayou 17, but pretty damn close to it at 51 yards. I'm actually surprised I haven't heard more complaints about this hole because this is a damn tough setup. Now, granted, I'm using grabbers, so I have to deal with all the wind, unlike some people. And I actually cut that too far. That's probably going in the water. Yep, that's in the water. So, again, this is not a course that is meant to be super easy. Oh, look at that. Put in for par at the end, but a very fun one. So by the time you guys see this video around 4:30 Central, at least 7 hours to go to goldentee.com/locations. Find a PGA Tour or Golden Tee Live that is updated to 2022 near you. Play in this contest. Send those great shots to YouTube, and we will see you guys next time.